Okay, well, I've been to three. When I was a senior in high school, I got recruited to play at East Central, and so I decided I was going to go there for my first college. And that was a good decision because I did not know what I wanted to do, and it gave me a couple more years to figure that out. So that's how I went to my first college. Then I got recruited to play at Nichols State University in Thibodaux, Louisiana. So I went there for a semester. It was not for me, so every college is not for the person that goes there. You can change your mind. So I was there for a semester, and then I decided I want to come back, and that's how I ended up at Warrensburg because they had my major, and I really love it there.
I chose Mizzou based on four-ish things. The first one was being money scholarships. They have some really good scholarships for local students, especially pursuing specific fields like mine, biochemistry, and other areas that are lacking from rural area students. Another reason is majors. Mizzou has a ton of different majors to pick from, and they were really one of the only schools that had more than just a straight biology, straight chemistry, and all the very typical found at any university or college degrees. Resources was probably arguably the biggest one because they have tons of money to dump into research projects for undergrads and just a ton of jobs for undergrads that aren't just, working at a fast food restaurant or whatever. I personally have worked in a research lab and an analytical chemistry lab, and those opportunities just aren't there at many other schools, and small schools especially struggle with offering these types of opportunities to students. The last reason would probably be location. I didn't want to go really far away, but I wanted to be able to have my independence and not have my family right there. Just to really get the feel for college, not because I'm trying to escape or anybody wants to really escape. It's good to have a little bit of distance to really get that feeling of independence.
I chose it because I wanted a place I could play basketball, get a good scholarship, and a place that had a high job placement rate whenever I graduated.
I went to Lynn Tech back in June of '07, and I know I wanted to do something outdoors and something kind of hands-on and whatnot, so I chose Lynn Tech, and I went with heavy equipment operating.
Oh, the biggest shock. Well, freshman year, it was a shock to just be on my own, and your parents are not there telling you to do your homework every single day, and that is tough. You think that you're going to love it, but it's hard, and you need to make sure that you pay attention and don't procrastinate.
Shocking thing was how everybody was either on a team or a part of a group. That was kind of a big shocker. Like, everybody had friends, and as long as you join a group.
The biggest shock would be how big it is, obviously. That was one of my scariest things about going there, was I did not want to have to deal with that. Whenever you get that first freshman map that they give you, it's completely scary. But I just circled all the places that I had to go. And it ends up now today, I know pretty much where every building is on campus, just because over the years you have to go all over. And it's not as bad and it's not as scary as you think it's going to be. So that was definitely the biggest scary part of the whole thing, was how big it was, but I promise it's not as bad as you think it's going to be.
But most shocking, a lot of different nationalities for sure, going all over the country and whatnot.
Warrensburg's a lot different because it's a big campus and everything is there. You got a bowling alley, food court, Taco Bell, Chick-fil-A, everything, unlike high school. And then the campus is huge, and you could it's not like a small town. You can go anywhere, find a Walmart, and you're right there.
I don't think my parents understand all of it actually, but how hard it is to stay focused with all your friends at school. A lot of friends party and do all that, and you just got to remember that studying is first, but you can still have fun.
One of the things that a lot of people don't understand, especially those that haven't been to college, is depending on your major, you could be spending a lot of time just on homework and labs and all the other stuff that you have to do for school. Especially if you pick a really intense major like an engineering any really pre-med type science, and art studios, all of those things seem like, okay, like I'm gonna have, all I have to do is go to class and do these things, but it can really take up a lot of time, and you have to learn time management really quickly to be proficient and succeed, especially freshman year is when your hardest adjustment is. Professors don't baby you, no one babies you, you're an adult, you're treated as an adult, everyone expects you to take care of your own things and not be constantly asking them for help. And the multiple types of homework and communication that is present at pretty much every university now. All of your homework and grades and everything will be online, and it'll be up to you to check all that stuff. And it's not, you go to class and they tell you when this is due and they hand you your test back and all that stuff. At least not at Mizzou. I'm sure that differs, I'm sure, from college to college.
I don't know if they really understood the traditions at the school, but until I experienced them, I didn't understand them either. So that was the main thing. But as far as technology usage, they were right there with me.
Well, my mom always says that I shouldn't be having fun and I should just be studying all the time, but you have to have fun too, but not too much. You have to study too. It's a lot different than high school, I promise. You have to actually study and you have to put in lots of hours because the tests are a lot harder than in high school.
I would say staying up all hours of the night. They don't understand that.
I want them to know that it's hard to be on your own, and if you realize how hard it's going to be before you get there, you might be more prepared. I didn't have someone really telling me that, like, all the steps, so ask your friends that are already in college and see what it's going to be like before you get there, because it'll be a lot easier on you.
I would tell them to have an idea of what they want in a college, like the size, they want it big, small, and then distance. That's a huge thing for a lot of people. So I would say make the drive to the college and see how that works for you, if you can be away from your family and all that stuff. So.
But you're going to have a lot of choices to do different things other than what you've done in high school. It's not just about sports and stuff like that. Most of us don't go to college for sports, so you're going to have to find like other things to be involved with, like various different clubs. And it's not the same clubs as whenever you were in high school, but you have a lot more choices, so you can go and do things that you never thought that you could do in high school, and come up with different hobbies and things like that. So just realize that you're going to have a lot to choose from and be open to new ideas.
I would say go to almost as many as college as you can and experience some small, some big, maybe a technical school here or there. Just basically kind of think about what you want to do along the lines of a career for your whole life, and I mean, put a lot of thought into it for sure. Don't just do one thing because somebody's doing it or just for the money issue. Do something you love.
I would say if you're not for sure what you want to do, go to community college because it's a lot cheaper and you get your gen eds out of the way that way. And visit schools, make sure that's the one you want, and stock up on ramen noodles when you get there.
I don't think I took the process properly and what I wanted to do. It's hard to pick what you want to do in your life when you're in college, but I would explore more options when I'm in college, because here in Herman we don't have many options, and if you look out in the world there are so many majors you can do. And so I would say explore your options while you're in high school, because when you get in college it goes really fast, so it's easier to know before.
There's a lot of these, but a lot of them are minute. The biggest ones I would say are like, don't let people persuade where you go. You should really consider where you want to go for you and you only, because it's going to differ whether you want like a liberal arts school or a big school or small school or whatever. Really pick for yourself, because you're the one that's going to ideally be there for 4 years and getting your degree. So definitely important to pick for yourself, and don't limit your options based on fears. Like, I hear people say all the time that someone didn't want to come here because of size, or someone didn't want to like go to Mizzou because you don't get to know the professors, and that's not true at all. You can totally go to office hours and meet professors and become really good friends with professors. There are clubs which all of the professors are sponsors for. I'm in a club, well, chemistry fraternity actually, where I get to meet the chemistry professors and go to their houses and stuff, and it's really cool, and you can do that at any school. There's no reason you can't. I would definitely tell people, especially seniors, to be like researching the majors that they're interested in, because I didn't do that, and I didn't really know what I was jumping into until I got here and started, and I happened to love it, but that was just pure luck. Like, I would highly recommend learning more about your major and what you want to study, and just college in general, how credit and majors and minors and all that stuff works. The last thing I would really advise students to get involved in is dual credit. Dual credit freed up so much of my schedule and made it so much easier to take classes that I wanted to take and explore minors in other areas. So I would definitely recommend that.
Probably developed better study habits, because even though I thought that at school I could just get A's and it was easy to do that, in college it's not the same thing. So if I would have developed better study habits whenever I was in high school, I feel like I would have done better those first couple of years at Mizzou. I got it down now though, so we're good.
I would say taking college credits. That's a big thing. Because in high school, they're a little bit easier than the actual college class you'd take. So take as many as you can.